Lying is sick, man. New tech, if you're going to be 30 minutes late, say you're going to be an hour late. It's that simple. It works every time, man. The late, early. This isn't new tech. It's new tech for me. As I realized, there's two types of people in the world, me and everybody else. And you know what really illuminated it for me was actually Scrandle. Scrandle illuminated it for me. Because I realized the way that people think about food in Scrandle is the way that they fucking think about everything. They don't actually evaluate, is this good, is this bad? They just compare what they see with the expectation that they have, with the standard, with the impression, with the prediction that they had. And then they go, oh, well, the corners don't quite match up. It's decent enough, and then this part wasn't. So I realized that what you do instead is tell people shit is gonna suck and then merely have the shit be mediocre, and the delta gets inverted and they go, holy shit, this guy's a hero. Because the same thing happens in Scrandle, man. In Scrandle, a edible looking cheeseburger that doesn't look like a good cheeseburger will lose to the platonic ideal of diarrhea in a cup. People will say the diarrhea in the cup looks like I expected diarrhea in a cup to look like, which means that it must be good. Meanwhile, the cheeseburger, ground beef and cheese, but they didn't even put any onion rings on it? No, man. Oh, they don't care about the burger. They don't care about the burger at all. Give me the cup of diarrhea instead. Crazy, I've been watching your videos since I was in 8th grade. I'm 21 now. It's scary being a factor in people's upbringing. You know what's actually crazy, though? I've been getting comments like that for like at least 8-9 years now. So at this point, there are people who left, the first person who left a comment that said, I started watching you in middle school and now I'm graduating college, is now like 30 years old. They're now nostalgic for the first time that they wrote that message. We're in like the second order nostalgia. Watching Isaac back in 2013. Holy, man. 2013? It's kind of crazy to think I was making them in 2013. Recording that shit on Camtasia Studio. Wow. Wowee. Little secret about, recording and streaming has never been easier, and it gets a little bit easier every year. Back in the day, Camtasia Studio, you would start the recording and you would only find out if it worked at the end of the recording. So I would say 1 in 8 Isaac episodes just completely got corrupted and never uploaded to YouTube. So you would finish an episode, you're like, wow, that was really good. That was like 45 minutes long, and then it would go error encoding, and the file was just completely fucking lost. Which is insane. But then the alternative was Fraps, and if you recorded with Fraps, it was a gigabyte per minute raw footage, and then you would take the Fraps footage into Sony Vegas and then have to render it. And rendering an hour-long video on the shitty computers we were using back then could take like 2 hours. So if you recorded 4 hour-long episodes, you would have like 8 hours just in letting your PC heat your entire house. And hard drives weren't that big back then. So after you rendered it, you'd have to delete the raw footage and pray it just worked. We've come a long way, man. This is tough. I don't have anything. That's Marissa Tomei's face. And maybe Kurt Russell? Classic example of two attractive people being combined, not working at all. That's pretty bad. What major fast food chain is currently collaborating with Frank's Red Hot sauce on special editions of its chicken strip products? Can I just say something? Sometimes I don't think about it, and we lose out on the humor. It's really funny that in the trivia game, 1/9 of the questions are in the category of chain restaurants. That's fucking funny. Can you imagine if you pulled up to Jeopardy and one of the categories was chain restaurants? You'd be like, what the hell's going on, man? I have no idea. Raising Cane's. They sell chicken strips there. Types of ants: fire ant, carpenter ant, army ant. Pharaoh ants? I mean, this is a crazy poll. That's I don't know. I have no idea what an army ant or a pharaoh ant is. It just seemed to fit, man. Pasta cat writer. Cat right. I have no idea on this one. Copy pasta. The New York Times just hit copy pasta, man. You are so real. Nominative determinism did save me on pharaoh ants. It couldn't be anything else. I'm going to say Flo Rida's got more streams than Frederick Chopin. Oh, man. I gotta go with Flo Rida. I don't want to evil Rhett and Link. I do feel like Florida-Georgia line might clear Portugal to man. Okay. It's a crown that's also a crown of thorns. That's fucking funny, man. It's also funny to be wearing this kind of shit when you're like a pop singer. When you write and record music that people dance to, and to be like, yeah, I'm Jesus Christ. I'm going to say it's Jason Derulo. A lot of Rick rolls, I'm sure, happening, but not so many on Spotify. Let's say 50 Cent's going to clear Rick Astley on this one. I gotta feel like Beyonce goes over 50 Cent. And I have to give it to Beyonce over Smiley. We're back. We're back. Big drop, week 2, 20th Century Fox. Any chance you're X-Men Apocalypse? Yeah, that's the easiest one of all. Listen, you might think that there's some mercurial magic happening in Box Office Game. There's just a bunch of little flowcharts you go through, okay? Why did I say X-Men Apocalypse seemingly out of nowhere? It's a movie that made a ton of money in its opening weekend, which tends to be blockbusters, aka superhero movies, if you're talking about this time period, and it's 20th Century Fox. So instantly, you have 2 data points that point at this has to be X-Men. Same thing, if you see like Warner Brothers, a lot of money in the summer, immediately you should be thinking this could be a Batman, a Suicide Squad, a Superman, possibly a Christopher Nolan film instead. And with Disney, you're kind of fucked because like there's just a lot of them. You gotta kind of know those. But Walt Disney week 2 opened counter programming to X-Men Apocalypse, aka probably an animated film. Adventure Family Fantasy. Didn't make that much money. Starring Mia Wasikowska. It's time for a little madness, bro. And Johnny Depp? Is this like Alice in Wonderland? Alice 2? Through the Looking Glass? Alice Through the Looking Glass? Alice Kingsley returns to Underland and faces a new adventure in saving the Mad Hatter. Alice in Wonderland 2, The Quest for More Money, which they failed, by the way. Thank God for that. Sony Pictures, week 3, 87 million, starring Jason Sudeikis. Could be Horrible Bosses 2. 1 was much earlier. Oh, it's an animated film with Jason Sudeikis. They came in peace. They left in chaos. Angry Birds? It's the Angry Birds movie? It's the Angry... I don't know. It's such a waste to have all this useless information taking up space up there. I could be doing so much more with all the latent space free in my brain, man. 300, Gerard Butler, How to Train Your Dragon. That's not a bad swanky percent, man. 330 with a distance of 10. And I had the fucking Office Space loop in there to get into the root canal. Mason Timms to Mel Gibson. Fuck you, man. You didn't click swanky? Beg for your life. Who said that? Jam Bagel? I'm waiting. You're not dealing with the same fellow you were 3 weeks ago. I'm 20 days off the CZ. I'm drinking Maison Perrier now. Has it been that long already? I was off for like a week just because I hadn't been to the grocery store before I saw the study. Lucky me. Sometimes life, art imitates life, man. Caligula. Calling someone Caligula, I think I took it from Peep Show, but it's such a good insult. Like someone in my Discord was saying that they went to Chipotle and they got a burrito bowl with chicken and steak. You know I had that shit on macro. I was like, chicken and steak? Who do you think you are, Caligula? It goes every single time, man. It goes every single time. That's so not weird. It's not that big of a deal, but I think chicken and steak in the same dish is a little awkward because you set your jaw to a different tightness, like a different pressure for each meat. For chicken, you set your jaw to like medium, and for steak, you set it to hard. So I think it fucks up your calibration a little bit. I'd rather just have double steak too, but my tier list for that would be double chicken, double steak, steak and chicken. That's getting the bronze medal. Double chicken, Steve's double chicken. Yeah, it's tasty as ooh, mamacita. Now you're ringing the bell. Also, like I know this is not really like how it works, but how many animals have to die just for you to have a tasty lunch? Like it just seems like a little bit too much. I mean, I'm still eating meat, but we're practicing a little bit of like common sense harm reduction, okay? So this is, I with God as my witness, fish like this goes crazy. Maybe you have to look a little bit like Golem to actually like enjoy it, but fish that looks like this, especially if it's a little bit pickled, goes fucking crazy, man. This just looks disgusting. I think this can win. I think this can win because this looks so exploded that this can, fuck you. You fucking, I don't like fish. Oh, I like fish. Yeah, no, I love fish. Oh, that fish is too fishy for me, you motherfuckers. I feel like these look okay. Cobb with chips and a sausage. Listen, I'm a big carb head. Hollowing out a loaf of bread and filling it with French fries is some dirty work. That's some dirty fucking work, man. God love you, but a burger in a bowl is kind of strange too. I think I gotta go with, really? This is like, it didn't look all that in a bag of chips, man. I'm gonna say the sweet and sour chicken, if I may, the sweet and sour chicken looks really bad. It looks like when you open a can of cat food. This is what you see inside of it. No human being should be eating chicken that looks like this. Sure, the chunks are all right. This kind of chicken, the strands, no, that's for cat food, bro. Okay, it probably beats the worst nachos I've ever seen. I'll give you that. These both look pretty good, man. Although this doesn't look right. This looks like they're beaming an advertisement for this right into my optic nerve. Like, like no matter where I look, it's going to be in the center of my field of view. Butter chicken curry looks pretty fucking good too, to be honest with you. I'm going to go with the butter chicken curry because it looks good and it's cheaper by a lot. But I think that's respectable. All right, I can live with that. Drinking the sparkling water straight from the bottle gives you a not so good look. Well, I got a cup, but I use the cup for coffee, bro. I could just call my wife bro. That's like calling the teacher mom. Doesn't she call you bro? Yeah, but I'm a dude. You can call chicks dudes, but calling a chick a bro feels like it crosses the line. I'm not trying to get into messy gender politics. Dude is gender neutral in usage, mostly used for men. Bro, I think, is not gender neutral. I think bro is masculine dominant. Bro is gender neutral. I feel like bruh is gender neutral. Wow, I'm getting -2 like crazy. All right, okay, but before you -2 me, you have to tell me the last time you talked to a human being in person. I'll start. About 50 minutes ago. Fuck, 5 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, they're mogging me. Delete that. Mods, delete that. Mods, librarian, when you post this, edit the chat to make it look like it's all messages that are saying, wow, he's so right, I never considered it this way. Stop telling me I look funny when I pick up this fuck-ass bottle, bro. Like, fine, I'll get a cup and I'll get a big cube ice cube. Not one of the little fuck-ass cubes. I'll get one of the big ones where when you order like an old-fashioned at a fancy restaurant, they give you the fucking brick, the adobe slab. I'll get one of and then I'll get 3 milliliters of sparkling water in each one. Thank you, sir. May I have another? In 1919, Ohio restaurateur, this is why you need a copy editor, Ohio restaurateur Joe Marzetti began selling one of America's first prepared, bottled sodas. Kraft Cheese Company started a new line of products starting with French salad dressing. Oh, salad dressing. That's how you spell restaurateur? 1 second. Are thrice mogging me? How many diet sodas has thrice had to drink today? Restaurateur. Okay, now this shit returns something from a French language dictionary. Spécialiste de la restauration des œuvres d'art. Okay, let's see what Merriam-Webster says. Restaurateur are French words from Latin, meaning to restore. Of the two words, restaurateur is more common, but some people prefer restaurateur. Okay, well, fair enough. It's still on the menu as an acceptable word choice. They got me. Last name Letourneau? Yeah, but you got to remember, like, that just means there was probably one French dude with Riz somewhere in the genetic line. I definitely think it was probably, like, mostly Chinese and maybe, like, a little bit German. And then one French dude with Riz got into the family tree, and now for the rest of my life, every time I'm traveling through a Canadian airport, they always say, bonjour, monsieur Letourneau, and I have to be like, I'm actually stupid. I'm actually dumb, so don't talk to me like I'm smart. I kind of, well, listen, librarian, thank you for the gifted subs, but it sends a chill up my spine knowing that you probably just got footage for some kind of compilation that you were making. And as a reward for that, you're giving out gifted subscriptions. And also it serves as a data point for like a marker for you to go back and be like, here's where he said it. Here's where he said it. Go check it. Is your daughter French? Bro, she's even less French than I am, which might be 0 or it might be like 90%. I have no idea. I keep asking my grandma, what's our lineage? And she's like, well, my grandfather was like from Quebec. And I'm like, what about like your grandma? And she's like, I didn't know. And I'm like, well, you know nothing. You know nothing here. You're no help to me at all. Thanks a lot, bro. Genetics is a scam. Your food preference says it all. I don't know. If food preference says it all, I think I might be Scandinavian-Chinese, man. I might be Scandinavian-Chinese then. I was having a great time in Norway. My wife and daughter were not. This is really hard, to be honest with you. This is really hard. Let's start with some obvious ones. London and New York are going to be up there. I think Switzerland's going to be up there. Reykjavik is expensive, but I don't know how expensive it is to live there. To eat out at a restaurant is very expensive. Pissing me off. In this case, I actually feel like maybe you bring down Reykjavik. I can't do that. I'm going to launch it like this for now. That feels right to me. Okay, and I would hot swap these, and then I would hot swap these. That was a really tough one, to be honest. I'm surprised London is 20% cheaper than New York City. London is very expensive. I've never lived there, but having been to London and Reykjavik, I was like, London seems way more expensive to me than Reykjavik, but maybe I'm basically just judging it on the price of hotels and restaurants. New York City, #1 highest cost of living in the world. Crazy. With all the pizza by the slice places, you wouldn't think so, man. I would just be eating pizza by the slice every day. Can't live there? You could build a house out of pizza slices. Paris is 5 times more dense than Toronto. The fuck does that have to do with anything at all? Question wasn't about density. Toronto ain't even an option. You're just throwing out random facts that aren't associated with anything we were even talking about. It's outside of the domain of our current context. It's a dense city? Who cares? Who gives a shit? No disrespect. Like, I don't recall asking anything about that, and I don't think anybody in chat did either. We're group learning? No, we're not. You're spitting out a fact none of us are ever going to remember. Or maybe you will remember it now, which if you do, you got to say you're welcome to me because I brought it back. Get it twisted here. We're not just rallying facts back and forth. We're making shit up. We're spreading misinformation. Whoops, I accidentally clicked on one in Juxtastat and I got it right. I don't even know what the question is, but I got it right. More people who commute by bike? I don't know, man. I'm going to go with a weather heuristic on this one. I'm going to say the weather is slightly better in Lexington, Kentucky. But the Pacific Northwest gets a bike buff. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Madagascar's crazy populated. Higher percent of adults with a self-care disability. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to guess that it's Florida. Higher life expectancy, we're going New Jersey any day of the week. I might be a fucking legend. I might know your country better than you know it. Boise's part of the Pacific Northwest? I mean, I think they would want to be. I have to look at the 2024 electoral map before I grant them the pass. I have a feeling we're going to be abstaining from giving them the pass, if I had to guess. They need to invade and take Boise? Well, probably everyone that lives... Can you imagine... I understand the rural and city divide, but imagine living in rural Idaho and having an axe to grind with the city slickers in fucking Boise. That would be fucking funny. Yeah, all them damn Boise urbanites, they don't know what it's like to live in the real part of the country. It happens. Down there in Boise with their $3.75 coffees. Where I come from, Scranton's the big city. Some people refuse to drive there. That's really funny. You're like, I don't really want to drive to Scranton. Scranton at rush hour? I mean, you scale your stress to whatever the problems are, but people that are from like New Delhi probably feel the same way when I complain about driving in Vancouver. And you're right. If I was over there, I'd probably be like, damn, maybe I'll just walk. It'd be a little too hot. I don't know. Maybe you got to be in a car or something. I have no idea. Are Vancouverites allowed to cheer on the Jays, or is it bad form? It's good form, and this year it's great form. There'll be a time again when I will start rooting for the Mariners in tandem with the Jays, if not above them, but it's not this year. -2, go Dodgers. If you live in California, I'll give you a pass on that one. Crime and punishment. If you don't live in California, though, you're kind of a scumbag. If you're cheering for the Dodgers. It doesn't really matter. It's just sports. But, like, I live in Portland, go Dodgers. Okay, well, you're a fucking troll. You're a glory hunter. It's like people who live in Vancouver that cheer for, like, Boston or something like that. I get it. Like, the cool kids were cheering for the Mariners when you were a kid. So you got to, like, you're virtue signaling that you're not a bully by cheering for the team that's the biggest bully in the Major League Baseball Association. Of course, it makes perfect sense. You could be pro Ohtani, though. Ohtani, I mean, what he's doing is insane, man. Anytime you see a number like 50, I'm immediately thinking, I need to ask you immediately, what is 50 in Roman numerals? That feels like a C, or is it an M? Is it L? Okay, it's an L. Private investigator losing 50 from roulette spin. So I feel like it's going to be a short form for PI. It's going to be like PIL. And then roulette is how many letters? That's 8 letters. Losing 50. Oh, it means you take the L out, man. Losing 50 means you're going to take the L out of something. But what are you going to take the L out of? We'll need to find short substitutes for 2 of these and use them with the letters of the third to construct our answer. PI. Pirouettes. You take the L out of roulette. You lose 50 from roulette. You lose L from roulette, and a spin is a pirouette, bro. We're spinning on it. We're actually getting there. The part where it was dark and I couldn't figure out what was going on was iconic. Is this Game of Thrones Season 8? Sometimes it's just nice to see one of these that has so little on its mind beyond what serves its pure, gnarly craftsmanship. There's no reason for this to make the turn from survival movie to monster movie. It was scary enough as is. So much wet and filthy looking low light setups home to pretty much non-stop sea of tearing, puncturing, gushing, and screaming. Could this be The Descent? 2005? One hint is all you need. One hint is all you need. The other thing that was crossing my mind was Barbarian. But Barbarian isn't really that violent. The Descent is pretty violent. People are getting their organs eaten and shit like that. Drinks from... It's not a comically large bottle. It's a liter, okay? It's slightly larger than normal. A liter is not a novelty size. It's a size for home consumption. Remember when all soda bottles became that shape overnight? Yeah, man, yeah. You know what? I mean, this is not... I'm out of the domain, so I shouldn't really have an opinion on it, to be honest with you. But I feel like we lost our way as a society when we started shifting to those aluminum Bud Light bottles, the aluminum Michelob Ultras instead of the cans. It's just, I don't know, they give me a bad vibe. And there's no explanation for it whatsoever. I don't know. Seeing a dude with a backwards The Masters hat on, drinking from a tall aluminum bottle of Michelob Ultra just makes me feel like I just wasn't made for these times, man. I'm a can guy. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a can guy. You're not fucking with tall boys? I'm fucking with back in the day I was fucking with tall boys in a can. I feel like you ain't a real drinker if you need a cap on your beer. But then again, the hue of your face, you're looking like John Schneider after a couple of days on the Disney cruise, tells me that maybe you are a real drinker. So I don't really understand the purpose of the aluminum bottle, to be honest with you. This feels like all the single ladies. It feels like it couldn't possibly be anything other than this. That's fucking scary. They're scaring me. That's not what this song sounds like. This is a very menacing interpretation of all the single ladies. Nah, they got there. They got there. Synth is going crazy, man. No CZN. I'm going to give you a tip. Because you keep making unforced errors. Don't ever believe the docket that anybody in the Discord tells you unless it's Origin. Because there's some reason, I mentioned that I might be playing CZN. And then through a game of Discord telephone, now people became convinced that it was going to be 100% of the docket. You're listening to Spin Boy, who's listening to Plux, who's listening to Yup County, like the shit's getting lost in translation. And now you're getting mad at me that you were wrong. You were like, I thought you were going to play CZN today. I never said I was going to play CZN on stream, bro. That shit is Gooner Core. I'm going to play it on the bike. If a Discord chatter does not have a special role, please do not trust them on the docket, because it just makes my life harder. I thought you promised. You literally went through a psychic break. You went through it. You entered a fugue state, and I'm concerned about you, because I can be responsible for a few mental illnesses, but there might be like 5,000-10,000 out there right now. I can't handle all that. I'm gonna need someone to share the load on that one. You playing Isaac to lure us into a false sense of security for when you do the 2015 stream? Nah, you should know if you've been watching NL for a while. I'm alright at coming up with some good ideas, but if they require an extended bit of effort, it's unlikely to happen right now. I'm playing it because I wanted to. I got tired of going to Steam and being like, what games worse than Isaac have come out recently that I can play? And I said, you know what? Maybe we should just ditch the zeros and get with the hero, man. That's crazy. It's not really that crazy. Half of you literally have been playing RuneScape for like 25 years. And you're going to say returning to Isaac for a little bit after taking a year or two off is insane? Not to mention, like, many of you play a character where the only character trait of the character is asking me to play, coincidentally, your favorite game from when you were like 11 years old. Can't be any other damn reason anyone's out here going, hey, NL, please play Ape Escape 2. They've kept the character up for like 8 years, too. It's sad, man. It's a sad story. Yeah, no, that's not me. I'm playing a character. The character is like, it's exploring the question of what if you played my favorite game from when I was 12? You just domed like 80% of your audience. How does that feel? It feels like job's not quite done yet. We got to go back for the rest. It also feels like I'm a little thirsty. It feels like I'm a little thirsty. I'll take a drink from my normal sized bottle of water. Perfectly reasonable amount of water to drink in a single gulp. Holding it the way you hold a normal sized bottle of water. Is that a San Pellegrino? Don't debase me. It's a Maison Perrier. Buy an iPhone? They're still phone flexing? I don't know the difference, man. I can beat you in Uma with the Nokia. You know, it's not a poor craftsman blames his tools. Advice, don't buy an Android? Are you 10 years old? Is this a thing? It's console wars shit? I get it, like, that's why I asked if you were 10, because I think that's, honestly, like, if you're 10 years old, this seems like the sort of thing you should be concerned about. Android, Mogs, Apple, they're 99.9% the same. Truth nuke? Wait, but this doesn't feel right, because usually you say truth nuke about stuff that's false. It's usually an ironic use of truth nuke. Console wars go so hard when you're 12. I had a few console war arguments on the bus, coming back from like the 9th grade. I remember arguing with my friend. I was like, PlayStation 2 totally clears Xbox. He was like, Xbox totally clears PlayStation 2. I was like, oh yeah? Oh, where's your Sly Cooper games on the Xbox? And he countered, oh yeah? Nice baby game. I said, what the hell? He said, where's Splinter Cell on the PlayStation 2? And I went, I don't want to play that trash anyway. Later it went multi-platform, and then I came back and said, we got Splinter Cell now. He didn't have a response for that, because Sly Cooper was developed by a Sony-owned studio. Looks like, well, but then, okay, so that was an argument that we had when I only owned the PlayStation 2 and didn't own an Xbox, but after I got an Xbox, I never played my PS2 again. It doesn't mean it's better, but like once I got on the Halo teat, and not to mention, back in the day, it was fucking sick to rip a couple bare naked ladies CDs to your Xbox hard drive and then use that as a custom soundtrack in Project Gotham Racing 2. Just turn on item descriptions. No, the more information I have about the world, the less I like it. I like to preserve some of the mystery, honestly. You don't want to know? You got it, Goggy. Goggy, you're very curious to me. What do you mean by that? Just interested in knowing what kind of vibes Goggy's got going on in real life. Goggy seems pretty cool. Yeah, they're all right. But the thing about Goggy that's interesting, they've been around for a long time. Of that, there's no doubt. But I oftentimes feel like they're not really fucking me. Like, fucking with me, I should say. Sometimes they're baiting, pretending to be angry, saying some shit like, don't call a bagel bread, it's not bread. And sometimes they appear to be genuinely upset. I guess that's true for anybody in this life, but was I baiting or was I being genuine? Oh, so you do know the difference. Real talk though, if we're talking about best examples of teachers in movies, Fletcher's gotta be, he's not number 1, but Fletcher's gotta be like top 5, right? You can't say he's a bad teacher. He made Miles Teller into a much better drummer. What about the guy from Holdovers? Okay, he's literally an alcoholic. So we're gonna elevate an alcoholic over Fletcher, who is jacked? Yeah, I don't think so, kid. Nice try. He also made that kid kill himself. Paul Giamatti, no shot, bro. Would he one-shot you? No, I think he does like 1 heart. He's not even that scary for like a creature that haunts your dreams or whatever. Go ahead. This really is just like, if you can drive in traffic, you can do this. It's all about just waiting for 1 second until there's an opening space and then seizing the gap, man. If you don't seize the gap, I'm sorry, you don't get to drive during rush hour. It's the way of the world. so no one can do it. I feel like most people are doing okay at driving during rush hour. I mean, it's the thing they don't tell you is that, like, traffic sucks, but driving in traffic is actually way easier than driving when there's, like, no traffic. You just move forward a little bit when there's space. And if you want to be a nice guy, then you could also do one of these. And then they'll go, oh my God, thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you. And then you just go, give him one of those. And they're like, careful, he's a hero. It's easy for you. I lose focus. I got nothing to say about that. That could be nice. How can you lose focus? You're driving an engineering marvel. Chuck McGill last statement. It's that. I mean, it's that. You think granddad maybe might lose his focus while driving a little bit. That's why they should have taken his license away. But great granddad with a horse and buggy? No shot, bro. He would be excited. He'd be excited. He'd be like, I really feel like being 16 years old and having access to a car is what, like, you know, in movies where like a terrorist gets a nuclear warhead? It must feel like almost exactly like that. You have way more power than you are supposed to have, and you're like, what am I gonna do with it? Maybe I'll taunt somebody. Maybe I'll make a cryptic ass phone call to my friend who doesn't have a car. Hey, I was thinking of going out to Wendy's tonight to get a spicy chicken sandwich. Meet you there? Oh wait, you don't have a car. Can somebody tell me, by the way, why are we mad at Toby Keith for making courtesy of the red, white, and blue, but apparently it's okay for the BTS members to serve in the military? Isn't that a bit of a double standard, guys? Anyone want to join me on this flyer? Anyone want to join me on this bit and hit me with a yes and we'll start working on it together? Oh, you listen to BTS? BTS? Oh, the Korean military band? The Korean military group? Yes, and I hear you on that one. Low key, chat. Did the bird masks in the bubonic plague actually do anything? I guess it like it's like forced social distancing. Like it forced you to stay 2 meters away from the person that was in line in front of you at the grocery store because it had like a 1.5 meter long nose. I hope. Well, listen, we're probably doing some shit like that and not realizing it just because it seems normalized to us. But I don't want to know, man. I hope when you die, I do want to know when I die, I want God to be like, here's how you would have done as a race car driver. Because I do think there's a chance that in another life, I could have been a sick race car driver. But I don't want him to be like, oh, by the way, when do you think the earth is going to figure out that eating bread is what's giving you all the diseases? They've been knocking at the door for some, bro, in 100 years, they're gonna be like, remember when everybody ate bread? Oh, it's lunchtime, time for my dose of poison. We're gonna be up in heaven like, fuck, okay. Like all the people who died of like cholera in England, and then it turns out that it was like one rusty water pump or something like that. And people kept being like, hey, maybe it's related to this water pump. And they were like, that guy thinks he's smarter than us, let's kill him. Let's kill him in public. It's the mob fear trickling in again. I don't think it's an irrational fear for a guy who streams for like 10,000 people to be afraid of being ripped apart in a crowd of 10,000 people. That one, I don't think you need to have a degree in psychiatry to understand where, like, the root cause of that anxiety. I think that one makes perfect sense. Would you rather be antagonized by a mob or drink a bottle of water that contains a bunch of diatoms in it? Oh, fuck. That's like the worst. A mob of people forcing me to drink the bottle. Going like, and then they're like a couple of them are like holding my arms down and a couple of them are holding my legs down and then a few of them are like propping my mouth open and there's all the fucking, like these types of organisms going up and down in the water bottle. I don't like that. You know what that's like? That's why it's the same weird-ass feeling I get in The Matrix 2 when Agent Smith starts inserting his fucking karate chop into people's solar plexus and turning them into Agent Smith, and they know they're being turned into Agent Smith. You would never survive as a woman? No, I think I'd make it. I'm not going to deny there'd probably be like an adjustment period, but lots of people dumber than me are making it work. I think I'd be able to handle it. Definitely, you got to give me some time to get used to the idea, but I think I'd figure it out over time. I mean, life's a journey like that. That's not misogynistic to say that Gwyneth Paltrow's stupid. That's just like using my senses to observe the world around me and draw conclusions, bro. Name 100 stupid women? Okay, I would never... That's too real. That's a step too far. The world... I'm ready for that. The world's not ready for that, unfortunately. That's the consequence of gender equality, man. Women can be stupid, too. It's misogynist to say that women can't be stupid, because women can do anything that men can do. And there's a lot of stupid dudes out there. Ergo... You could draw the conclusion yourself. Ergo... I think we're gonna leave. I don't think this run has got the nuts to get any further than this. Nutless? Like dogs after they visit the vet? I was thinking about that. It'd be fucking crazy to... imagine being a dog and being super excited because your owner says you're getting fixed tomorrow. And then the betrayal that you would feel. That's what you call fixing? Oh, I'm only gonna be fixed when you chop my nuts off. Okay. Youch! Tears down as my first pill? Is for their own benefit? Okay, well, I'll let you break the news to him then, nephew. I mean, our cats are neutered as well, but like, that's a cat. Cat can't really understand. A dog, on the other hand, dog's a little bit smarter. Dog might be able to figure that out. You might have some explaining to do with the dog. Where'd you get that sweater? It looks nice. Mods, please no comments on the streamer's appearance. It's impolite. Wait, sorry, did you say it looks good? Yeah. All right, keep going. You would love Good Boy Mommy ASMR? I don't think I would, honestly. And I'm just being real with you. I find it uncomfortable when I'm being praised for some shit that's just within the bounds of like normal behavior. I think I honestly, I don't know what the vibe is. I'm not this online. I think I have more of the vibe of like, not bratty. What's bratty, but instead of like a little sister phenotype, it's more like the headmistress of a British school. No, degradation is a step too far. I don't want to be degraded. Just like mildly insulted to like light a fire in me to like be better to earn her approval. Not like personally insulted for shit about myself that I can't change. That's no, I don't think it's a Dom thing. I don't know. I mean, there's a power dynamic thing involved. I wouldn't say it's not at that level, though. I don't want anyone, like, stepping on my scrotum with high heels or whatever. Maybe that's a misrepresentation of what it's all about. J.K. Simmons in Whiplash? Yeah, but, like with stockings on or something. Yeah, we can find you something. Gooner John Wick staying at the porn hotel? I'm looking for an accessory for tonight. Voila, Mr. Wick, voila! I don't want to take it any further than that, but... Do you think there's like 70s gooners who resent modern gooners because gooning has never been easier? They gotta do some shit like back in my day, you had to look the gas station clerk in the eye when you bought the filthy stuff that you were gooning to. You have generalized anxiety disorder, nephew. You wouldn't be able to goon back in the days that made me goon. You're not caught out for the gooning in the environment that I learned how to goon in. That's fucked up, man. You and the gas station clerk probably had you were running in the same circle, man. They knew too much about you. They'd be like, wait a minute, that's Greg. That's the guy who gets a big old boner when he sees big boobs. Guys, don't tell anybody. Greg's into big boobs. Yeah, it's fucking sick. It's disgusting. It's never been easier to goon. I 100% believe that. How could this not be, I don't know if you call it a golden age or an apocalypse for it, but how could it not be, man? Guys, this is one of those Isaac runs that there's just... It's taken me a long time to kill enemies. It's like the classic formula for rage quitting Isaac for 12 months is this run, make it to the boss fight, don't get a devil deal, go down to the next floor, have to deal with the same pitiful damage that we have right now, fight a hard boss, no devil deal, then get 9 lives, so even though you're destined to die, you actually have to die 10 times in order to cement that you've lost the game. I think I kind of want to try the devil deal. That's some shit Faust was saying. You don't want no part of this, Faust. It'll make Gruntilda fall in love with you forever. I think I want to try it. Nah, that shit, there was some side effects. I don't know if you've read it or had it read to you in freshman year of university English class, but freshman year was Bartleby the Scrivener for me. Me too, man, me too. I still feel like there should be like a trick paper that you should write or assign for Bartleby the Scrivener. That's like, hey, write a 500-word essay describing the themes of Bartleby the Scrivener. And if you just wrote, I would prefer not to, you get a guaranteed A+. But then you don't even have to write the paper. Because if you read to the end of the assignment, it would say, if you got here without answering any other questions, raise your hand, congratulations, you're done and you got a perfect score. Being a teacher, it must be hard, man. Like I taught ESL, but like I had to grade papers, but grading the papers was like, so I've told this before, but I had a class of like, I don't know, they were probably like 4th graders or something. And one of their English assignments was write a recipe. And every single one of them, there were like 13 or 14 kids. Every single one of them wrote a recipe for how to cook instant ramen. It was so fucking fun. And yeah, they all put the egg in it. They all chopped up a little green onion and put it in it. I mean, I was asking for a recipe from a bunch of middle schoolers. So like, it's not like I expected, you know, beef Wellington or something like that. But I thought like maybe one kid would make like a sandwich or like a rice bowl or something like that. But either way, but that was easy because those were like, it was a list of like 10 things. And I was mostly just looking for like grammatical errors. But I can't imagine, like your nuts are to the fire if you're like an English professor in university, right? Because you're reading some shit that's relatively smart adults made, and then you gotta be like, guess what? Actually, this fucking sucks. That's why they get paid the big bucks. Yeah, exactly. I think you need the right kind of temperament to be like an English professor for freshman classes in university, because you know, like almost everybody coming to the university is like one of the top 10% of the students in their class. And then when they get a fucking C+ on the first paper, it's got... I'm just saying, you gotta be a different kind of fella to be like excited about your office hours after that. Because you know you're gonna have a bunch of people, probably named Rebecca or Elizabeth or Niles or something like that, coming in going, excuse me, this is the lowest mark I've ever received in my entire life. No, I didn't read the entire book, but still, how could you do this to me? Do you hate me? You threw a male name in there? I was trying to think of a name associated with being a keener. What's a male name associated with being a keener? I knew Ryan was going to be in there. I don't think that's true though. See, nobody's coming to a consensus. Now come up with a female name associated with being a keener or a teacher's pet. I'll start. Elizabeth, Esther, Rebecca, Natasha, Hillary, like Catherine, listen, I'm not pioneering the theory. I'm just, Jessica's a big one. Jessica's a big one for sure. I'm just saying, I think we all kind of, did we just discover something together? Megan, not so much Megan in my experience, but Beth for sure. Jessica was a joker? Not in my classes, man. She was getting grades that were turning me into the joker. And not nearly as bad as Hillary. Laura. Oh, I forgot about Laura. This isn't helping you beat the boba tea allegations? What are the allegations? Being a calm, unbiased, objective observer of phenomenon in society? Origin, cover your ears, okay? If you go into a bubble tea store, tell me how many tables you see in there that are 2 dudes, okay? It doesn't happen. It happens. It doesn't happen as often as you're gonna see the alternative. Let me put it that way. He's back on this? Well, you guys refuse to accept the truth, so we can't move on to more interesting questions. Because you keep, like, what's the word I'm looking for here? You keep flinching at obvious observations. We can't get on to more interesting topics because you refuse to accept reality. It's fine, I like this argument better than name women who suck. Excuse me, it was not name women who suck, it was name women who are good at school, which is annoying because you want to be the best without trying that hard. They're literally, it's hating them because we ain't them, okay? If anything, if your name was listed in annoying classmate names, you should be flattered because it means you were probably valedictorian. It's literally a compliment to be insulted like that. And all the Jessicas out there are smart enough to have known that. Mansplaining. Yo, mansplaining kind of feels good as fuck though when you have like someone fixing something in your house and they explain what they did. I don't think they should be telling you how to like drive or whatever. But if you got like a plumber in your house and then he's like, it's all fixed up. By the way, here's what I did. Mansplaining, it gets a bad rap, man. I guess he's mansplaining to a man, so I can't put myself in the shoes of what a woman would feel like in that situation. Much like me, she'd probably be mostly relieved that her toilet works again, but I don't know, I bet a lot of them aren't pooping the same kind of stuff that I'm pooping. No offense. No offense. Sorry, you gotta walk on eggshells these days. I just said boy shits are probably, on average, more disgusting than girl shits. And they want me fucking dead. I know about period shits. Stop talking about period shits. I invented period shits. But I'm talking about the rest of the time. The rest of the time... Any given Sunday, your poop could beat my poop. But on the average Sunday, I gotcha. You have no idea the kind of shit I'm leaving in the toilet? I think I got some idea. Unless this is like a fucking Dreamcatcher scenario where you pooped out like an alien and then you left it under the seat lid and then you've been sitting on the seat so that the alien doesn't come up and like eat you or whatever. You know, some Duddits type shit. Stephen King was so high he doesn't even remember writing it. Well, it's okay because I was so young and bored that I don't even really remember watching it that much, so I'm not that bent out of shape. I don't think it cost me any money. It was on the movie channel, I think. He writes a book in 2 months. No wonder he forgets them. I mean, the dude, he's pushing them out, man. He's pushing them out. He's kind of like the Octomom of books. That's an image I won't be able to forget. Are you picturing like Stephen King pushing 8 books out of his undercarriage right now? Because I'm picturing Stephen King on a gurney and the doctor's going like, push, push, and then every time he pushes, like 2 to 3 hardcover books are falling out of him. I'm basically picturing an AI-generated video in my head right now, which is not a good vibe, to be honest. But I can like see it, like it doesn't quite look right, like his face is not right. He has an expression that like no human has ever had on their face before, but that's called an imagination. No. I'm picturing it as if it was. I'm picturing the prompted image. I'm not daydreaming. I'm picturing that somebody wrote Stephen King pushing books out of his pussy into grok, and then that's the image that got spat out. Like he's crying, but his face looks like him if he was a baby, and it's got that weird AI smear on it. Like it's bad, man. It's incredible. It's actually, if you've ever lost playing this game, honestly, you might want to go back to Uma Musume. That's all. Sips Perrier. By the way, stop saying that it's classist to drink Perrier. I literally bought this from No Frills, bro. No Frills. It's frillless. It is? It's not, bro. It's not. $2 a liter, that's cheaper than gas. It's actually a little bit more expensive than gas. Like markedly? No, not okay, because we overpay for gas here too. Per liter? Yeah. Might blow you away. We buy our gas in liters over here, man. Not in gallons. Couldn't possibly use that much gas. I'll just take 3 liters, please. A gallon? No. My car's not that hungry. Just give me a few liters, please, instead. Do you buy them in plastic bags? That's literally... So don't equate... Well, no, fuck it. We're all united. Yeah, elbows up. Yep, we drink our milk in bags here, too. Mods, pour that guy's milk carton into a bag, and then use a pair of scissors to cut a corner off of the bag, and then put the bag inside of a special plastic pitcher designed to hold a bag of milk that's had one corner cut out of it. Don't you see? It makes way more sense, bro. It makes way more sense to have the milk in bags. Here come the fucking shipping and logistics experts. It's so they can ship it easier. It reduces shipping cost. Yeah, I'm not a truck, bro. I'm a thirsty boy. Now you put the milk bag in a little box. Okay, well listen. The other thing is if you drink a lot of milk, you don't just buy like one bag. You buy a plastic bag that has a bunch of little bags of milk in it, which is crazy. And each one of the bags is like a liter. But definitely, like my dad was drinking a lot of milk when I was a kid. So once a week or once every 2 weeks, we would buy a big plastic bag that contained probably like 4 little plastic bags of milk. Listen, there's a lot of stuff that I will defend in Canadian culture. The milk bags does seem like one where it doesn't really make sense to me. But now's not the year to litigate it, so fuck you. Japan voted for their version of Margaret Thatcher over milk prices. This is a bad thing, right? I got bad vibes because, listen, I don't know anything about Japanese politics except for the sordid fate of Shinzo Abe, but I saw an article in the Globe and Mail, which is foreign investors flocking to Japanese markets over new prime minister, and I went, wow, that's probably not good for the people. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's been suggested. I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to the domain of politics of the nation of Japan. Japan's dying for some inflation. It is crazy. One of my friends is going to Japan in like 2 weeks. And he was asking like a lot of questions. Where should I go? What should I skip? Yada, yada, yada. I was like, after we hashed that out, I was like, you're going to love it. It's actually crazy. Like, I'm sure it's bad if you live there. But crushing deflation has been an insane boon for tourists. Like, it's the only place in the world where you can get a coffee for like 90 cents still. Like, you could be in the middle of Tokyo and go to a vending machine and be like, damn, 70 cents for a can of coffee. That's what the price of coffee used to be, like, before I was even drinking coffee. I feel like that's what coffee was like in like 1993 or something like that. So deflation's bad too? Yeah. It's one of the weird... Oh, right, you gotta go first. It's one of the weird things about economics. Inflation is bad, deflation is bad. The only right kind of inflation is 2% inflation per year, which apparently is incredible. But if it goes too high, it fucks you up, and if it goes too low, it fucks you up. But why? Well, I don't know. I feel like deflation is like... Well, the thing is, like... A lot of people are like, it's bad when prices go up. And that's true, because you buy things. But it's also bad when prices go down, because the money you get to buy things comes from when people buy things from you, directly or indirectly. So, like, everything getting cheaper is also not great, because that includes the stuff that you're selling to buy the stuff that's now getting cheaper. Okay, so there's someone who's a real economist, aka a student of economics, in my chat right now, and they're saying that deflation disincentivizes purchases. Wait, no, wasn't it the opposite? Deflation disincentivizes purchases because things will be cheaper next year. That is true, but I don't think that's true for your average Marty. I think that this is like one of those classic economic situations where you're like, imagine a rational person, and I'm like, I'm gonna stop you right there. No rational person has ever existed. But when it comes to like investments and contracts and stuff like that, that probably bears out. But maybe it isn't basics. Well, the point of economics is that it's basically all made up. But if you're asking an economist for a prediction, you're in trouble. You can ask them for like a rationalization for like why something went down the way that it did. But if you're asking them how much a buck's going to be worth in a couple of years, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I will say though, I do feel like a hero whenever I buy anything. So I feel like right now in society, buying stuff is like For some reason, it's come to be seen as an immoral act. Buying things is like, you should only do it if you absolutely, you don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need to get the broccolini appetizer when you get the pasta. You already got enough food with the pasta. Excuse me, I'm literally propping up my neighborhood's economy. I'm literally propping up my neighborhood's economy right now. I'm a hero, bro. And the broccolini's fucking good. Have you had it? I didn't think it was possible. They invented a broccoli that's better than broccoli. It's fucking delicious. Pinky in the air, ass. Broccolini is a workman-like vegetable. I wouldn't say it's a blue-collar vegetable, but I don't think it's pinky in the air. It's pinky in the air? No, bro. Jicama is pinky in the air. Kale is pinky in the air. I love kale, but kale is a little pinky in the air. I don't have this vibe when I eat it, but definitely I do pick up the vibe that's like, you know, people who are eating kale think they're better than people who are eating spinach. Kale? I think, you guys don't think kale's pinky in the air? What the hell happened to my cultural lens, man? It's a leaf? Yeah, but it's a hoity... Okay, well, let's start with the basics. What about radicchio? Radicchio is pinky in the air. Asparagus, I would say asparagus is pinky in the air. I would agree with you on that one. Swiss chard, pinky in the air. Asparagus is workman? No shot. Too expensive to be a workman-like vegetable. That's not an everyman. Now you're gonna make me fucking crash out. You're saying asparagus is a blue-collar vegetable? I grew up going to my friend's house who lived on a farm. We were not having asparagus. You know what we were having? Chicken fingers and McCain frozen French fries dipped in barbecue sauce. They didn't have ketchup because they were like the barbecue sauce. Basically, you can use it for both the chicken strips and the French fries. There was no damn asparagus. There wasn't even corn. Maybe corn is no pinky in the air. Corn is a workman-like vegetable. Potatoes, workman-like vegetable. Carrots, iceberg lettuce, turnips, yeah, rutabaga, cabbage. You guys got it. You figured it out. We got there. By the way, a lot of people said you're evil for making a reservation for 4 and showing up with 5. You show me the fucking incentives, I'll show you the fucking outcomes, okay? If you go with the fuck-ass middleware open table software that makes you call if you have a party that's more than 4, then you get what you fucking sow, man. You reap what you fucking sow. Because here's the thing. I know you're like, well, you should just call. Yeah. I should just call. But the thing is, I'm not first Googling the name of the website, clicking on the Google link, clicking on reservation. Then it opens up a third-party app. All of a sudden, I'm in Open Table. So Open Table, I find the right day. Then I find the right time. And then I click on the button. And it says, okay, we're holding your table for 5 minutes. And then I go, okay. I forget what the sun does here, by the way. How many people you got? And then I go 5, and it goes, if you've got 5, just call us instead. Guess what, buddy? We got 4. We're showing up with 5, but in your system, it's going to be 4. Gosh, life's a struggle. Okay, fucking Dr. Pangloss. Everything sucks, and it's exactly as good as it could ever be. What the fuck are you talking about, Louis? You've been around a long time. You've been around a long time, Louis. You know, you should know by now how things work around here. I also think it's totally fine because she's 5 years old, and I agree with you on that one. Worst case scenario, I could be like, it's chill, just put her on my lap. What are they gonna say? It's a safety violation? This ain't a damn airplane, bro. It's fire safety? The kid can't sit on their parents' lap because of fire safety? Bro, if anything, it's probably safer for them to be on my lap. They're further away from the fire. Assuming the fire is on the ground. We should all be sitting on each other's laps. You'd be grabbing her to run out anyway? I don't know, don't they say like get yourself out of the fire before you get your kids out of the fire? Don't clip that. I am daring the universe to kill me in a fire, it's true. I go off, anytime anyone tells me about a fire alarm at their apartment, I'm always going off about how the fire alarms are actually, in a way, at this point, the way that they treat the fire alarms are making people less safe because the fire alarms are going off so much that it's training people to not be alarmed by the alarm anymore. Now it's not a fire alarm, it's just an annoying dilemma of, I'm predicting. What are the vibes like right now? Does it feel like it's a real fire? Am I really gonna go down from floor 17 to the ground floor at 11 o'clock at night in like 6 degrees Celsius weather, wearing my pajamas just for the small chance to not burn to death? Oh shit, Tech X too? They love me, bro. And the pencil? Yeah, bro, we got floor 17s here. Where the fuck do you think I live? Bellingham, Washington? Where they don't have a single escalator in the entire town? They do have an airport, but no escalator. Oh my god, they love me. It's a sign that everything I'm saying is true and valid. Smoke detector went off this morning because of the steam from my shower. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. I mean, if you're in a house and your fire alarm goes, I guess the first thing you should do is look around and be like, where's the fire? But then you should probably, like, you know, call 911 and get out. But I understand why people don't if they've lived in an apartment for a while. Now, legally, I have to say that you should. Always. And oftentimes I did, like, the workflow that we had is whenever there was a fire alarm, I would go down and then I would, my wife would say, text me if it's a real fire. So the new fire alarm is no longer the one that goes wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. The new fire alarm is the one, it's the message you receive from your husband that you send down to actually see if there's a fire that says, hey, there's a fire, get out. Remember when people started saying, disregard females, acquire currency? I wonder what those guys are up to right now. They all became guys who said, reject society, return to monke. That comment is so much less annoying to me, though. In the whole scheme of, like, Redditness, I don't even think that's that bad, man. I've never even heard that in my life. You've never heard return to monke? It's always, like, it would be some, like, minor inconvenience, like, you know, my bread and butter, like having to call the restaurant if you have more than 4 people in your party. They would always be like, look at my society, bro. I want to be a bug. They'd be saying some stuff like that. I want to be a bug. I mean, I think I wouldn't mind, to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind being like a gorilla in the zoo or something like that, but I don't think I want to be like a gorilla in the savannah. You could be having a bad day and then all of a sudden, like somebody's challenging your authority or something, you got to get in the fight and rip his face off. Like, that would be a lot of work. I mean, honestly, low-key, I think that would be one of the hardest parts about being a wild animal, is like, as a human being, you kind of, most of the time, you know when shit's about to pop off. You're like, oh shit, income tax due date, April 15th. Oh shit, I'm gonna see my enemy at the wedding rehearsal dinner or something like that. But like, as an animal, you could just be out there like, I'm having the greatest day of my life, and then all of a sudden you get like pounced on by a meerkat or some shit like that, and then they take a bite out of your stomach. Like, you can't relax for even a second. A meerkat? Well, listen! Why are you laughing at a meerkat? Obviously they're eating something. I feel like meerkats are probably eating other animals, not gorillas. We weren't talking about gorillas, we said wild animal. The gorillas conversation was like 3 minutes ago, bro. This dude's never seen Lion King 1.5. I didn't get a chance because they put it back in the Disney vault, man. My parents they didn't have the sense of urgency when the trailer was like, it's going in the Disney vault for good, man. Why did all the Disney sequels go straight to DVD? It's a good question, man. Here's another question for you. Why the hell didn't Moana 2 go straight to DVD? No disrespect, Kory. I know you gave it a 3.5 on Letterboxd, but he's never gonna let it go. Listen, it's not that he gave Moana 2 a 3.5, okay? It's that he gave Moana and Moana 2 the same score. That's, to me, that calls my friendship with him into question, because I don't think I can be friends with someone who's either trolling and rage baiting like that, because that's not something we do around here, or alternatively, I just call his judgment into question at that point. I'd call his whole life into question at that point. I mean, Moana, if he gave Moana 2 a 3.5 and he gave Moana 1 a 4.5, that's a different story. We can at least have a conversation. But giving Moana, it would actually even make sense to me. Although I would disagree if he gave both Moana 1 and Moana 2 the same score and the score was like 1.5. I would be like, damn, this dude really hates Moana. Fair enough. I disagree. I think Moana is pretty good, but I can at least understand it. But giving the second one the same score, the same slightly positive score as the first one, that's where I draw the line. Moana isn't that good? Well, Apollo, you're crazy for that one, but you're also right. You're right. I think it's good. I think it's good. Is it as good as a great Pixar movie? No. Is it as good as Frozen? Yeah, I think it's as good as Frozen. What's the Coco score? I mean, when I think about Coco, I want to give it a 10, but when I actually watch the movie, I think I'll give it like an 8. They hit the emotional moments great, but you do have to when you're thinking about the movie, the memory of the movie is like a 10. When you're actually watching it, you're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. It's a kids movie." There's a lot of stuff in this movie for like 8-year-olds or whatever. But the ending is amazing. The movie's really good. I'm not anti Coco by any stretch. What about Soul? I can't give an honest opinion on Soul because I saw it during COVID, and I feel like we were all insane. I don't think you should take any opinions of mine on anything seriously if the opinion was uttered between March 2020 and October 22nd, 2025. Because we were not at our best. Let's put it that way. We're not at our best. X-lax, question marks. Nobody knows what they do. Cool. You think Isaac's mom was just a little stressed out? I think you can't really understand where she's coming from unless you are a parent yourself. There's just some times that you need a little me time, even if it does mean that your kid's gotta like get in a... I don't really know what happens with Isaac. Isaac gets in the chest and he stays in it for so long that he like dies of starvation or something. Like, why? Just leave. Just get out the chest and go to the fridge or something. Like, what's going on? You could chill in there for like a little bit, but otherwise, as soon as my tummy started to hurt, I'd be bouncing out of there asking for like an Uncrustable or something, man. His mom was gonna stab him, bro. Oh, she was probably cutting up carrots for a delicious snack. Apollo, do you think that my sparkling water bottle is funny because it's too large compared to a normal size bottle? Can I see it? How can you miss it, bro? It's not Lamau with 4 O's worthy, bro. That's too far. Stop calling me rich because I drink Perrier, okay? You know what? Every time like someone on stream is having like gamer subs or G Fuel, that shit is like more expensive per serving than the Perrier, man. And don't hit me with some churlish shit like, yeah, but that has flavor. Oh, what flavor? You ever been to the gamer subs website? Every flavor is called like gamer girl bathwater, bro. I can't get a soda stream. They're on the BDS list, man. Are you keeping up? What is BDS? I don't know. It's a list of places you're not supposed to go. I don't know what the hell it stands for. Pandering? What do you mean pandering? I can't get a soda stream. People are gonna fucking kill me, bro. Are you serious? They're trying to kill me over the Perrier, and I think the Perrier is mostly just like, I don't know. They don't like the vibes or something. Maybe it's owned by Nestle. I'm not 100% sure. Can't you ignore them? Well, it's not as fun, though. Perrier is pinky up. I don't think any sparkling water is pinky up these days, man. Sparkling water, definitely, like, in my childhood, if you went over to somebody's house and they had Perrier, you were like, oh shit, they really think they're fucking cool, right? In 2025, everyone's got sparkling. Why go over to somebody's house, you want something to drink? This is a real story that happened. I swear it to you. I was at a friend of my daughter's house for a play date, and they said, do you want anything to drink? And I said, I would take a sparkling water. And they said, do you want a sparkling water or a bubbly? And it kind of stun-locked me. I didn't really know how to answer, because the truth of the matter is that I would take either. I said, I'll take a bubbly. And then they said, what flavor? And I was like, damn, they're keeping like multiple flavors stocked in the house at the same time? I'm like a one case of sparkling water type of fella, but maybe I'm falling behind the meta. Isn't tap water safe to drink in Canada? Yeah, recently scientists have discovered that sometimes people like to not just drink water, which is obviously tastes good and is good for you, but also sometimes they like to enjoy something that's it's got a different taste to it as well. It's a recent innovation called flavor. Previously, scientists had theorized about the existence of flavor, but they'd never actually seen proof of it. But with the modern day inventions in optics and telescope technology, we may be able to get there someday. Stop saying sparkling water has flavor. Apollo, I'm sorry to tell you this, but because you're from Texas, your aperture for flavor is all blown out because it's all fried foods and smoked meats and shit like that. It's shit that's typed at like 100%, or not typed, but shit that's flavored at 100% of the possible flavor profile. Like the volume on all food from Texas is turned up to like too damn loud. It's turned up so loud that if you translated it to a television's volume control, it would be like a 17 out of 100. It would be the loudest thing that you'd ever experienced in your entire life. You know what I'm talking about? I didn't fucking say that. You were saying some shit about people only drink sparkling water because they want to seem cool. It doesn't actually taste good. It fucking does taste good, man. It does taste good. Does it taste as good as a chocolate milkshake? No, bro, but you can't have like a chocolate milkshake every single day. You're gonna start impacting your lifespan. Yes, you can. No, you can't. You can't have a chocolate milkshake every single day. You could have a couple a week. I'm not gonna say you could never have it. You could have a couple a week and tank it. You can't have one every day. Just watch me. You're writing checks your telomeres can't cash, bro. That's all I'm saying. You don't have the right capacity of telomeres for this type of longitudinal ass study, okay? Why not just tank the sugar content? Because I don't know what to tell. I like the taste of sparkling water. How is it more insane to say you like the taste of sparkling water than to say something like everybody who's drinking sparkling water is tricking themselves? Like that's that's madness. That's dare I say that's Redditor coded, because it tastes abhorrent. That's a big word for someone who's addicted to high fructose corn syrup, bro. Can't be using a word like that. I'm not though. Okay, addicted to hydrogen and fucking an oxygen atom shoved in there somewhere as well. That's not. It felt so good to be on the Coke Zero, just because you got to get one over on the waterheads. But now, the enemy of my enemy is my fucking friend. Except they don't see me as one of them. Like, why are tap water Andes the most annoying motherfuckers on the planet? Plus Tau, that's pretty good. Eh? Plus Tau is pretty good. We told you. You're all about to make me drink the dummy juice just so I don't have to associate with these self-righteous tap water pricks, bro. And don't even get me started on the worst possible phenotype of tap water Andy, which is guy who says he only drinks water but actually also drinks alcohol. That's the worst. Sparkling water, that costs money and it might be bad for you. I don't know. It's probably bad for your teeth at the very least. I only drink water. Yeah, on the weekends I've been known to, I've been known to have a few Aperol spritzes on the weekends as well. Maybe Thursdays sometimes as well, happy hour after work. But that's the most decroded phenotype of all. A liar. CH3CH2OH type motherfuckers. Dude, every once in a while though, I find myself thinking, damn, a hydroxyl group would go fucking crazy right now or whatever. But what do we fucking do here? What happens here? Are we supposed to go in here? This is where you fight Hush? Who's Hush? The hell is this? Greed mode? Please stop acting like you don't know. There's too much shit in the game, man. I don't know anymore. You did this hundreds of times? Yeah, you sucked on your mom's titties hundreds of times. You probably don't remember that. If you did, could you describe it to me in great detail? People forget stuff, bro. Remember? Bro? Why? You're the one doing that shit and I gotta apologize for it? You were doing that. You were doing that and you want me to say sorry. So nothing's ever your fault? Do you hate me? I remember this. I remember blowing this stuff up because you can get a fucking black market or something. I'm praying that nobody noticed when you said the word wrong, but knowing it's just a matter of seconds until someone says it. Fuck. Lazy Matman moment. I mean, I'll level with you. Matman can't be that lazy if he's making this many Isaac episodes, right? It takes one to know one. The nightmares are ongoing. I know that's right. I love when my characters, my incredibly scantily clad characters on my spaceship are having a nice conversation about what to eat for lunch, and then the cutscene ends with the nightmare continues. Game might be peak, I'm afraid, though. The game might be peak. It's like if Slay the Spire was worse, which is still really good. Because Slay the Spire is the best game ever made. Can I be brave and say this is the only good song in this game? You like this? This sounds like the song that plays in like an asylum film when a motorcycle gang is about to like ride out and try to find the protagonist. What was that Windows noise? Well, it's 1:03 p.m. Adobe Acrobat thought it was really urgent to send a push notification that it should be my my default PDF app. Which, to be fair, I would use Adobe Acrobat Reader as my default PDF app. But now that I've finished the fucking fight, it disappeared. So now I can't click it. So what are you, you're sending mixed messages, bro. Now I can't even fucking click it. PDFs are funny. Bro, so like, okay, my parents moved to Vancouver. They don't have a printer yet. By the way, I'm happy to do this. So let's start by saying that. I'm not mad, it's just the pretense for a funny story. So they moved to Vancouver, they don't have a printer yet, but they're of the age where they got a lot of things that need to be printed. It also turns out, when you move across the country, you gotta fill out a lot of forms. Medical stuff, ID, insurance, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so I've been printing out a lot of stuff for my mom, and I'm happy to do it because they, you know, brought me into this world and then also provided for me for a long time. Now, here's where the story turns. I got laughing because my mom ordered something for the house on Amazon, and then when it arrived, it wasn't what she wanted, so she had me print out a return label. No problem, okay? The first thing she sent, though, was the link to print the return label. And I said, Mom, this isn't gonna work. The return label is associated with your account. So if I click on this link, it's gonna tell me you can't, you don't have authorization to see this document or whatever. And that's exactly how that went down. So I said, that's fine, can you send me a screenshot of it? And you know that, and again, I'm not knocking my parents, I love my parents, but this is fucking funny, and I think you're an idiot if you don't think this is hilarious. What do you think she sent me in an email when I asked her for a screenshot of the return label? Now, if she had sent me a cell phone picture of the screen, that actually might have been better, I think, and I'm not kidding. What she actually sent me was I think she print screened and then pasted the picture into Microsoft Word, proprietary Microsoft Word, and then saved it as a docx. And I don't have Microsoft Word. So I had to, I Googled, like Gmail at least has a viewer that can view docx. So I had to open the docx with Gmail and then do my own print screen of the return label, and the resolution was all fucked up. It was so bad. But I took my own screenshot of the return label and printed it out, and apparently it worked well enough for at least like the post office to get it out. But my parents, like they're still fairly, I think they're not even that old, right? Like they're 60 even, but they're fairly tech savvy for their age. They're new old. Yeah, they're new to being old. In fact, a little bit, one of their gripes that they've had so far is like where they used to live, seniors pricing often happened at age 60, but for some reason in most places in Vancouver, it happens at 65. So they've actually, at a couple of places that they shop at, they've had to go back to like normal prices because they're old, but they're not like BC old, I guess. Luckily for them, Vancouver's very cheap. Louis, what's your problem with me, man? It's just a story. We don't have to bring all the cost of living stuff into it, Louis. What? You're beefing with, do you hate me? You're talking like you hate me. God, gaslight. I get why people gaslight now. I'm not, you literally are, but okay. God, no wonder, it feels so good. It feels so good to gaslight people. I've always been like, why would anyone gaslight anyone? And now that I'm doing it, I'm like, wait, it actually rules. Oh man, you're okay, Louis. You're okay. I was mad at you earlier. I don't remember what for though, so I think I shouldn't hold on to that. I've been such a polite chatter, and this is what I get. My Joker arc starts now. I actually like that a lot. I like the idea of a guy who calmly announces his Joker arc. And I'm not even being facetious. I think that guy, like the demure Joker. My subreddit theory of you only going through this game, only playing this game when you're going through periods of intense stress has been debunked. Yeah, I'm chilling, man, to be honest with you. To be honest, like, I don't mean this to be drama towards Ball Pit. I think after playing Ball Pit and being like, thinking that it's like a 7 out of 10 or something like that, I was just like, I should just go play Isaac. I don't think it's bad by any stretch of the imagination. I don't know, for some reason. I didn't say Ball X shit. Okay, you're gonna get me in trouble. I did not say Ball X shit. I'm happy people are enjoying it. It's been kind of a light year for roguelikes. Guy who doesn't give a fuck about Hades 2. That's a really funny guy though. Soul of Lazarus, y'all. What does this do? Starvaders was this year? Yeah, but you guys weren't fucking, well, some of y'all weren't fucking with Starvaders, man. That was a great game. Beat the pants off Ball X shit, I'll tell you that much. Just kidding, that game's pretty good too. Only thing that can make Isaac better is a pick 3 update. I actually feel like this game is better than a lot of roguelikes, specifically because it doesn't ask you to pick 3. One thing, a lot of people think that the sauce in roguelikes is choice, but I actually beg to differ. I think the sauce in roguelikes is the variety that comes from every run being a little bit different. And when you pick 3, it works in some games. Like in Slay the Spire, it works because you need to have lots of like deck fixing, otherwise the shit would be a fucking mess. Like it's balanced around it. But otherwise, I really feel like my number one generalized complaint about a lot of modern roguelikes is that I get decision fatigue. Not necessarily paralysis, but like something like, let's not even make it about Megabonk. Let's make it about Vampire Survivors, which is a stand-in here for Megabonk. No, thank you, sir. When you level up 6 times in 2 minutes and you have to choose one of 3 things, that every, what, like 30 seconds or something like that, you're just like, I don't really care that much about the choices. But in Isaac, you get an item room, a shop, and a boss fight on every floor, and if you don't have a D6, your only choice is, am I gonna pick it up or am I just gonna put it down? Am I gonna pick it up or am I gonna ignore it? You're right, we do want more options. Sometimes I still need your help though. This is literally the pick 3 item. All right, but you don't start with it. You don't start with it. Look at this. Holy, bro. Also, choosing between 3 kind of goes hard when you actually know what all of the 3 of the things are. It kind of sucks when you start with a roguelike for the first time, and then it's like, do you want Zeus's beard, Poseidon's trident, or Logarithma's fire? And you're like, oh, here we go. Fucking plus 0.75% attack speed for every stack of malevolence you have. Oh, motherfucker. Here we go. Here we go. He hates Hades 2? I haven't even, well, I played Hades 2 once. I don't hate Hades 2. I do hate games that are a lot like Hades that are not as good as Hades. I'll tell you that. Don't say I hate women. That's not true. You know I love the ladies, but it's Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady. Name that movie. I actually banned a dude in pre-chat, because just out of nowhere, they typed, he hates Quebec. They said NL hates Quebec, and I banned them. And then someone said, it was kind of messed up to ban somebody because they can't see chat and see what they were banned for. I was like, what do you mean what they were banned for saying I hate Quebec? If anything, I have positive associations with the province and nation of Quebec. And you're gonna say why? Well, it's something I said in chat right after. He hates the nickel. Listen, guys. Listen. Oh, that's funny stuff. That is. Why are you doing the Tom Cruise impression? When I was a kid, I feel like a lot of adults in my life were like, "Isn't it crazy? What are they doing with all this French language stuff? Why don't they just be more chill about it?" But now, like, I kind of get it. They erected some cultural bulwarks to like protect the unique aspects of their territory, and I think that kind of owns. You just talked about a bunch of distinct things in Texas. Oh, Texas has its own distinct culture too. Now, I'll leave it up to you to figure out whether I mean it as a compliment or not. Well, so I've never, actually that's not true. I've been to Texas twice. I've been to 2 different airports. And the one thing I could say confidently is I thought that the cowboy hat thing was kind of like a joke, but no, they were wearing the cowboy hat, like at the airport. They were wearing their nice cowboy hats. Then the thing, so my brother-in-law lives in Washington State, but they travel a lot because their kids are doing like travel sports. And he said they went to Texas, and the only thing he told me about Texas was nobody gives a fuck if they're in your way at all. Apollo, this was Dallas, okay, so maybe it's not a Houston thing, but he would say like, you know, you would be like behind someone, maybe like on the way to get into a parking lot, and they would just be blocking traffic to talk with their friend or something like that. And then you would honk at them and they would just give you the finger, which is like the craziest. I never would have thought that in my entire life. That's very true. It's insane. Least surprising thing I've ever heard. Oh, I guess I don't get it. Why don't they just move the car though? I guess because it's like, it's part of the culture to be like, nobody tells me what to do or whatever, but can you at least, before I just swallow this as if it's truth, can you at least tell me if you live in Texas before I start going around calling it the most selfish state in the union? I live in Texas, it's true. Are you telling the truth though? I'm literally from Europe. Florida? Oh, I mean, like, I've been to Florida enough. I feel like I can not speak with authority, but I can speak with some experience on Florida. And there is a psychic sickness. Like, it's kind of like, if Silent Hill was sun instead of fog, that would explain a lot of what's going on in Orlando to me. I also do think that there's something to the idea that, like, God never intended for people to live in Florida, and they're just a little bit more aggravated as a baseline because it's too hot and humid, and also like every day has a thunderstorm for some reason, which is crazy. Every day has a thunderstorm. I went to Universal Orlando for my honeymoon and a dude died on the ride when we were at Epic Universe. Wait, what ride though? Was it the one, the Curse of Imelda Staunton, or was it the Frankenstein ride? The Devastator? No. Minions Rewind. That's not funny. That's not funny. I don't have anything to say that could get me out of this one. It's just, I'm sorry. I'd like to apologize. If, in my defense, a lot of other people are laughing in chat as well. It's like, I'm the type of guy, I treat like roller coasters, and let's just not even call them roller coasters. That's doing a little bit too much work. Let's call them rides. I treat rides the same way I used to treat like airplanes when I was scared of flying. Like, before I get on a ride, I'll like Google the ride, Google biggest drop, when it was built. Has anyone ever died on this ride? And like, yeah, even like at Disneyland where the rides are not that scary, every ride's got a body count, okay? There's people that have died on like my kid's favorite ride. It's just it's a roll of the dice. A lot of old people riding Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, okay? And it's honestly, I'm not trying to defend the Disney Corporation, but if you are old and you have a heart attack on a roller coaster, I don't think that's the roller coaster's fault. I think that that's like, it was just your time. I'm sorry, if you're an 82-year-old guy and you're riding Slinky Dog Dash and you have a heart attack, that your heart could have just done that. That might not have been even related to the roller coaster at all. That shit might have just happened even if you weren't on it. So now they gotta close down the ride for a day and have some people go look at it to make sure there's nothing about the ride that induces heart attacks. The ride is already long as fuck, bro. It fills up instantly. Favorite roller coaster, the Bullet Train? I know what you're trying to suggest. You're trying to suggest something by saying that I find it more exciting to be on the Shinkansen than I find it to be on a roller coaster. And I'm rebuking your claim, or the intimation, the implication you're suggesting, because I took the test and I didn't score high at all. I didn't score high at all. Because, to be honest with you, I don't get freaked out when people are making eating sounds with their mouth. That's one of the things you do with your mouth. It seems normal. I don't eat just the same food every single day. I do eat a lot of pierogies, but I don't eat the same food every day. I do freak out from that. Skill difference. Wouldn't be me. You said you would eat the same thing every day? Yeah, that's true. But I don't. It's a Spectrum? Sorry, I don't have cable. That's not true. I do have cable, but I think it's Shaw? I don't know. I get confused sometimes. Why is everyone typing Shaw? Did I accidentally reference an anime? I fucking hate when this happens, man. It's from Silk Song. Oh my god, it is an anime. No! Australian anime. Throw another bug on the Barbie is what they'd be saying in that game. Throw another bug on the Barbie. Turning off the fridge at the house party goes crazy. Never done that. Honestly, it sounds kind of fun though. We used to just like, if we would go to a kegger at somebody's house, we'd just eat a little food out of their fridge. Like without being offered. So I don't know if it still goes down like this. I'm assuming it did. But like in university, you didn't necessarily have to be like invited to a kegger. You would just see a bunch of people at a house and be like, I bet they're having a kegger. And then you would give the dude at the door $10 and you would get in. You didn't need anybody to like vouch for you or be like, I know this person and they're cool. So sometimes you'd be at a kegger at like your friend's house and you would be like, let's get that guy. He's eating shit out of our fridge. But then most of the time you were at a kegger at a stranger's house that you were never ever gonna see again. So you'd be like, let's raid the fridge really quick when no one's looking. Kick the guy out for waving my bottle of alcohol around and acting like it's his. That's a party foul. I still think about, did they actually have a keg at every kegger you went to? Yeah, I think so. I mean, sometimes they would just make the purple Jesus or whatever, but there's a high incidence of kegs for sure. I mean, if you want to get like 200 people intoxicated, you kind of got to buy in bulk. But there's really, at some point, they're just running a business, I guess. What's Purple Jesus? I just put a bunch of shit in like a Rubbermaid tub and then start drinking it. You guys probably wouldn't do that now because of germs or whatever, but you never grabbed a ladle of Purple Jesus from the room temperature Rubbermaid tub in the center of the room and then just put it in a glass? No. All right, well, you know, things have changed, because of sanitation codes and stuff like that. I still think, I think it's a funny bit, even though a lot of people have told me to die because of it, right? And Librarian, you may know where I'm going with this before I even know where I'm going with this, but there used to be a restaurant in my hometown called the Slip, and it had a front door, which is common, but it also had a back door, and you could use the back door to just like walk out onto like the seawall, the waterfront at Confederation Basin. We did not dine and dash. What we would do was we would give them the slip. You know, it might be like 5 o'clock on a Friday. We'd be like, how do you feel about giving them the slip? And we got like a mischievous smile would run across all our faces. We'd be like, we can't keep doing it, man. They're gonna start recognizing us. Okay, one more. Let's do it. One more. So we would go, and we would be like table for 3 or whatever, and then they would seat us. And sometimes we would say like, maybe can we be closer to the window because that's closer to the door. And then they would bring us our water, and then they would say, you guys ready to order, or do you need some more time? We'd say, I think we need a minute. And then when they weren't looking, we would just walk out the back door. And to us, we would leave and the adrenaline would hit and we would go, holy shit, I can't believe we just did that. Oh my God, dude, you were a fucking legend in there. I'm sure at the restaurant, they were probably like, oh, I guess they decided the restaurant's too expensive for them. I guess hey, what happened to those broke guys who came in earlier? Oh, I guess they took one look at the menu and escaped when they thought we weren't looking. Oh, I'd give anything to go back, man. I'd give anything to go back. Is the restaurant still open? No, it's changed names like 100 times. I don't even know what it is anymore. I'm gonna find like a Facebook post that's like, we're shutting the restaurant down because all the trolls and haters have led us to shut down our restaurant. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was like the head chef was like 98 years old. It was like her lifelong dream to have a restaurant or whatever. It wasn't that serious. When the map covers up the door so I don't know that there's actually a door there and it's not a dead end greater than sign. My reaction when the Papa Dough hits my wallet, but that actually does feel fucking good. What's the Papa Dough? What's the papa do? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, what does the papa do? When the papa do hits your account. I can already see the YouTube comments. 3 seconds into the run, he's already saying what when the papa do hits your account. Listen, this is literally 45 seconds after the last time I said it, okay? It's not like, it hasn't been a day. Probably been a day for you, because Twitch is blocked at your workplace. YouTube is not blocked at your workplace, because when a customer asks you how to do something, you have to go to YouTube and type in, how do I do this, so that you can then tell the customer. Is this good? Something in my brain is telling me that this is bugged. Did this used to be bugged, or what happened? It's the best item in the game. Fetus shots. Elvis son or Elvis daughter? I'm gonna have to go with Elvis daughter on that one. Which is crazy, because I actually have an Elvis daughter. The reason I'm referencing What Does the Fox Say is because they played it at my kid's school, so now she wants to play it at home all the time. And then after the song ends, she always goes, Daddy, can I tell you something? And I go, of course. And then she goes, you know what the fox actually says? And then she's done this like 10 times, so I know. But then I say, no, what does a fox actually? So maybe sometimes I'll even do something fake. I'll be like, does it meow? She's like, no, idiot. It squeaks. I'm like, oh, squeaks. I've never heard of that. Never heard of that. Do you think the bacteria living in our gut think that they're like on the team? I mean, they are on the team, but they're not. Well, I guess here's what I'd say. Do you consider the bacteria in your gut to be part of you, even though they may not share? Any geniuses in the chat? Do the bacteria in your gut contain your DNA? I mean, they've been living there long enough. Surely some semen or hair got in them at some point, right? And I mean, if they're eating parts of your body, kind of like if they're ingesting cells in your body, there might be some DNA that just happens to. If the immune system counts, I count the guts too. I guess that's fair. I'm not fucking with my gut bacteria though, because they let me down bigly, man. Like you guys were supposed to be you were supposed to be manning the door. You were supposed to tell me if any bacteria with bad vibes were showing up. They didn't tell me at all. You let them down? Why? From eating on the toilet? That was years ago, bro. Get over it. That was last year? No, it was like 2023, okay? Also, I tried to build them back up with over-the-counter probiotic supplements, but like, I don't know, they didn't seem that grateful. I'm not even trying to like incept a crisis temporally for you. That shit was definitely the summer of 2022. I remember it because I was like, I can't die, I'm only 33. Now I'm 36, and I'm like, if it's my time, it's my time. At 33, I was like, no, I don't know. This isn't how I was like Albert Finney in Big Fish, man. Am I right, Freddie, babe? I was like, this isn't how I go. You think English commentaries goated to non-English speakers? That's not a tinted rock. I don't know, but that's a great pivot point. Do you ever see that guy in Afghanistan doing an impression of how people sound when they speak English, but he doesn't speak English? That's an all-timer video for sure. Librarian, you got a link for that one? He sounds just like a dude calling like a Major League Baseball game. You got something, Librarian? You got something for me? Where's Librarian? I need them to find video. I don't want to type this shit. It's gonna ruin my algorithm, man. I don't want to type in Afghani man speaking English. Like, I'm gonna be getting some fucked up videos on my timeline. I need you to tank it for me. Oh, it's true. It's past overtime. Could be getting paid time and a half right now. Thanks for ignoring the link. Guess I'll go fuck myself. I literally was 1 hit away from death, bro. Chill. Where's the link? Can you post it again? I'm looking. Do you hate me? Oh, there it is. Reddit.com/r/interesting as fuck.
Today we have to the watering of Afghanistan we near after.
He fucking got us, man. He fucking got us with that one. That is what we sound like. That's fucking funny.
Alles up, Pakistan Patan. Today we have to the honoring of Afghanistan near after the Afghani OCC Motoraria. We have to the rocket launcher firing after the people 35-1 to the Balkan.
They're having such a good time, man. They're having such a good time. Oh shit, it's just a dude sitting on the grass. I do it one more time. It's so, when he hits it, it's so fucking good.
Alles up, Pakistan Patan. Today we have to the honoring of Afghanistan near after the Afghani OCC Motoraria. We have to the rocket launcher firing after the people 35-1 to the Balkan.
Oh. Holy fuck, that's funny. I think they should be allowed to do it. We obviously can't do it. We lost the privilege. We were probably, before I was born, we were probably doing it too much. We were probably doing it too much that we were no longer allowed. But I think they should be allowed to do it. Don't say it sounds like Joe Biden. It kind of does. It kind of does sound like that's some of the stuff that he was talking about, man. That's some of the stuff that he was talking about. I still like. Listen, it's sad, but it's also funny that like towards the end of his first term, because I still got hope that he's gonna come back and save us. But towards the end of his first term, he would just go up there and start saying some shit, and you'd have to be like. Yeah, like you kind of know what he was, you kind of know it, like, okay, listen, he has a stutter, but you know what he was trying to say, right? You know what he was trying to say, and like, that worked for a while, but there were some times where I was like, I don't know what the fuck this guy's talking about, man. The hell was he talking about with that Earth Rider stuff, man? On the third rewatch, you kind of get it? Wait, you think so?
Alles up, Pakistan Patan. Today we have to the honoring of Afghanistan near after the Afghani OCC Motoraria. We have to the rocket launcher firing after the people 35-1 to the Balkan.
Oh shit. Help me. Give me an item. I don't know, now I'm starting to talk like that guy. Give me an item. Hold. You gotta try. Youch! More bombs? Great, more bombs. Oh my god. You're fucking trolling me. I'm fucking dead. The 3 chests all had bombs in them, bro! That's a damn joke. Whatever, we'll be back tomorrow. There was a black heart in the room? Oh! They gotta make that shit easier to see, man. One second.
Alles up, Pakistan Patan. Today we have to the honoring of Afghanistan near after the Afghani OCC Motoraria. We have to the rocket launcher firing after the people 30.
The kid in the video is dying laughing too. He's literally in his head. He's going. I'm not sure if it's okay to say, but they do sound like that. They do. It really is reminiscent of what they sound like to me. You can read it on the kid's face.
Today we have to the honoring of Afghanistan near after the Afghani OCC Motoraria. We have to the rocket launcher firing after the people 35-1 to the Balkan.
Oh man! All right, I'll send you over. I'll send you over to my wife's stream. That's what I was thinking too, Chibli. It's crazy that like I know English and I can't talk that fast anymore. I keep saying the words wrong. But he's just like freestyling. Justin should use that. If he gets 35 gifted subscriptions, there should be an Easter egg where it plays that. Justin, imagine, how long have you been here? Imagine this playing if somebody gave you 35 gifted subs.
Alles up, Pakistan Patan. Today we have to the honoring of Afghanistan near after the Afghani OCC Motoraria. We have to the rocket launcher firing after the people 35-1 to the Balkan.
Yeah, okay. Oh, All right. Bye, everybody. Nah, it's chill. Later. Peggy will come back to you. Then the shutter falls. You've seen it all in 3D. For it's your favorite foreign movie. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. We're gonna rent out the Dave and Buster's when Josie comes home. I don't know the words, man. I know the tune and the vague scaffolding, but I don't remember the words. He's always saying some shit that's like, you know, he's always using words like Galleria. We're gonna mosey the Galleria when Josie comes home. When Josie comes home? Yeah, man. I'm a different kind of beast. When Josie comes home, I'm like so good. I'm like, she's the pride of the neighborhood. She's a live wire. She moves like a something with her pants on fire. It's been a while.